Good evening, all. We return with Crone's Crucible, and we are definitely going into the Crucible tonight. The party is headed down into the dungeons, as any long-term D&D player knows. The game always gets harder when you go down. Of course, that doesn't apply in Ravenloft. It's just hard everywhere. But they are raring to go and ready for this. We have a returnee tonight. We welcome back Gray, who is Monarch. We're glad to have him back with us. Life has finally allowed him to return for a couple weeks to the gaming platform. Not forever, but at least for a while.
I've been allowed out. They gave me my qualification and told me to get out, so I'm happy now.
Right. Okay, Mike is still rushing in, he just got back from work, so Sergey will be with us momentarily. Lynn is not far behind, so she'll be coming in as well, but we will get started tonight with what we are doing. When the party left off last time, they had just been in Rahadin's office. They had been accosted by a shadow demon of his, and then immediately afterwards he joined in the fray, attempted to escape through a back wall of his office, which turned out to be a secret door that led down into the depths of the castle, which is basically what the party had been looking for. They are trying to find Emil, the werewolf, among other things. They have made a pact with the werewolves to bring Emil back after killing the other leader. So we will see if they are able to find Emil. They are headed down a very, very long stairway that goes down for probably 70 feet before you even see a landing in the darkness. Now, Monarch, let me verify something with your character as we get started here again. Do you have any light sources?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. You might possibly have picked up a candle, but I think after all that you've been through in the last few hours, if not days, probably that candle has gone out and you are feeling your way around in the darkness after what had happened to you.
Which reminds me I should reduce my HP as discussed.
Yes, Sergey had light, but Sergey isn't with Monarch. So the rest of you, including Aragal, who joined the pack, are headed down this long staircase. Most of you, with the exception of Vlad, have dark sight if Vlad doesn't have his light on his sword. At the moment, he has light on his sword, and so he can see as well, but most of you have dark vision, so you're fine. And I assume Dirok is in the lead as pictured?
Yep.
Well then, what are you going to do? The stairway goes down a long ways.
I go down.
You occasionally strike a landing, but it just keeps on going down. Yes, what is Victor doing?
So, you said we were looking for Emil, but I thought we got it as soon as we got here. Victor's quite
all this
so bad.
After all this time, I come back to this.
Can we all?
This is what I come back to. Slam and puns.
Oh dear. It's going to be a long night, kiddies.
Rock.
I'm assuming nothing actually happens, and I just go, "Shut up, Victor."
It's in the back, just looking confused. Like, what?
Victor just kind of looks startled as he's like munching on leftovers.
Pardon me while I adjust the videos just a bit. They're a little bit off. And I see Stannis is enjoying his tankard as usual.
Who is Stannis? I am Darok.
Okay. All right. You keep going down, and finally, after you descend about 70 feet into the depths of the castle, you notice that there is a landing, and then the hallway and stairs turn 90 degrees. You have been heading east as best you can tell. Since you haven't turned any corners, you are heading east, and you come to this L bend that heads south. The stairs continue on down after a square landing that is ahead of you. As you get into these further depths, you will notice that the stairs are leaden with dust. It is absolutely choking you as you step on these things, as it poofs up with every step. It's covering everything in the area where you can hardly see the steps themselves or anything that's ahead of you on the stonework. Are you going to continue on?
Yeah, I just mentioned I'm assuming the POTUS is probably right behind me. We're nearing the end. Good.
We just lost somebody. There we go.
It was most likely Lynn coming home.
Or Mike, one of the two.
So yeah, just keep going down.
All right, and so you're going to make the L turn and go on down?
Yep. There's no other way. That's the only way, right?
As you step onto the landing that makes the L turn, the floor begins to glow under your feet.
I start stepping back.
You notice now that there is a runic circle on the floor. It is shining up through the dust with a reddish glow of rune letters and some kind of summoning circle. And
I start stepping back.
from the bottom of the stairs, you hear a roar of Strahd's voice. Ah! Where are you? You have worn out your welcome.
Don't answer him.
Yeah, I don't say anything. Seeing as is that rune still there? It's not like
It's continuing to glow, but it doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot except being maybe an alarm system or something.
Will this do anything else? I'm pointing down to the rune, like explode or like cause people to freeze or anything.
I'm literally the wrong person to ask this.
I shove his head to the side and I look to.
Oh, my neck! Ow!
I'm looking to anyone else that may have magical expertise, which is unfortunate because two of the three are gone.
Both of them are not here.
I guess because I'm still technically controlling Sergey / Vlad, what would he have to roll to notice anything or know of anything? Or I guess I'm not because I don't have his character sheet.
Unless he were to do detect magic or something, he'd have to do that. You back off of his sheet. Let me put you on. I thought I still had you on. You should have access now.
Okay. But I mean, like, he wouldn't have to do, like, a history roll or arcana check to see, like, if he knows the type that he's looking at, or...
He would shake his head. Probably his first thing would be automatically to think as Sergei rather than as Vlad and Vlad's capabilities. So he would probably
Oh,
shake
yeah,
his
Sergey
head.
probably wouldn't know anything.
He would shake his head and say, all of this is fairly new construction to me. This is not how we entered the tombs before.
Alright, I let go of Apotis' head and I just turn back around.
Oh.
Well, I'll go forward, and if it goes off, I guess, and I walk forward.
When you step onto the rune, the only thing that you notice is that you can now see around the bend, and about halfway down the stairs that continue to a doorway. You see a door at the end of the stairs going down. About halfway down there, you can see Strahd standing like he's guarding the doorway, waiting for you to come down.
I will divine sense. Do I detect an undead in that spot?
Do not.
More tricks.
I imagine casting See Evil in this castle would be like blinding.
Yes, they've
Kind
tried.
of not really helpful.
Kind of knocks him on the can.
You say he's not real?
It's not him.
Then let's make sure. And then I grab a javelin and I throw it to where Strahd is.
Give me an attack roll, please.
Like I literally just told you, but okay.
Yeah, I don't have magic, so I can't,
You could just trust me.
Oh, I should not have the bless anymore, so it's just a 17. I don't know why that's...
Okay, so, well, because you've got the box checked, you've got to go on to your
No,
page.
the box is not checked.
Okay,
Kids these days.
Yeah, it's... I think I may have bugged it.
Roll 20, buggy.
You would have done quite a bit of damage to him probably if it had hit, but it goes right through the image, and the image, he reaches out a hand towards you like he's trying to grasp you, and he says, "Whatever gods you believe in will not protect you now," and he just melts like the Nazi figures in Indiana Jones.
What a drama queen.
I walk forward and I'm going to go and grab my javelin, which I'm assuming is sticking into the wall or door that he was standing in front of.
Correct.
Some random guy behind him just has it in him now, like, what did I do?
Alright, it is a very plain door, about 5 feet wide, that appears to open into some room or other.
I push on the door.
It swings open. Are you just swinging it back boldly?
I'm testing to see if it works like the doors in the Amber Temple, the doors that wouldn't open because of some magic seal.
No, it starts to move. There is no problem with it. It's going to just easily swing open without any lock or anything.
Then I wait for Apotis to make stand at the door, so I'll open it and he's the one that charges in or whatever.
Oh, my turn. Oh, thank you.
I can't have all the fun today.
He pulls out. He
His
pulls out the lightsaber.
Oh, did you warn Victor?
Victor is
Nope.
going,
He should know by now. I don't warn him. That's his responsibility to figure out.
Is there enough room for me to have been a safe distance back? Because if so, I probably would have been.
Yeah. These walls are probably super reflective if they're stone.
this
Just carry it like a blanket. It's fine.
Let's see how long this section is. This section is 35 feet long. So how big a radius?
Is it like just a straight down staircase, or is it like a spiral staircase?
No,
I can't
it's
quite tell from this
It's a
picture.
straight down staircase.
All right, then I was keeping my distance.
What radius is the sword being set at, Apotus?
It's just the 5 foot.
Okay, so just a minimal amount at this point, Victor. So you're well out of the range of the sword at this point. As usual, as you've kind of become used to on this thing, Aragol rushes forward to look over your shoulder and see and peer into the room as you are starting to go into it. He's always very anxious to see what's ahead. And the room ahead of you, Apotus, is filled with blinding light of all colors. It is like a swirl of reflected lights off of the ceiling and floors. It's kind of confusing and dizzying. It's kind of like dancing lights or something. As you crack open the door, you immediately get this flashes of light coming past you in a kaleidoscope of colors and flashing behind you and up the wall. It doesn't do anything to you. It doesn't seem to harm you, but there's some kind of activity or something going on in the room that's completely causing a rainbow of colors to come past you in a dancing fashion.
That's your Coast Strahd. He's having a rave.
I don't like this room. I don't like this room. I don't like this room.
Welcome to Strahd night. Just everyone's going nuts.
I do not like this room. Ow.
Are you going to step in to see what it looks like?
Yes. Against
Right.
my better judgment.
I have created an image to give you an idea of what you are looking at.
Please no.
We have found the room with the pixies. What?
More
Did
or
you get
less.
that? Did you get that gift of mushrooms that I sent you so that you can, you know?
Oh, that's strong.
I was not wrong.
Rip Epotus.
Isn't this a save room in Bloodstained, like the new Castlevania game?
Like, you just look at Epotus, he's just like,
I'm out. This is the line. This is the line.
Is everyone else seeing this, or did I drink clown blood again?
You turd.
ow.
In what you are able to tell as these lights bounce off the ceiling in kaleidoscopes as they go past you, is in the center of the room is a huge brazier. The circle of the brazier is probably 4 feet in diameter, and circling around it slowly in the air are shining balls of light of every color of the rainbow. There are 7 balls. The size of them is probably somewhere between 2 to 3 times the size of a human eyeball. And they are just floating slowly around this brazier in the middle of the floor. The room itself is 30 feet square. Directly in the middle of the far wall, you can see a door. But it, like everything else, has these streaks of light going crisscross back and forth across it as these balls dance and are reflecting the flames of the fire. Hanging above the flames, in midair and held by a wooden device of some kind, there is a hourglass. The hourglass has all of a multicolored sands hanging in the upper section of the hourglass, not pouring through. They're just suspended in the upper portion of the hourglass. And To either side of you on alcoves that extend out further east and west than the 30 feet of the square portion of the room, there are two rearing knights on chargers. Two statues, look like stone statues of these rearing horses with knights on them and their swords raised. The statues are slightly larger than life, about 9 feet tall, and they mirror each other, and they are looking directly at the center brazier in the middle. Around the edge of the stone, you can just make out the fact that there is etching that goes all the way around this stone brazier.
Oh, this is the first in the room.
Sylvia,
Yes?
I don't.
Sorry.
I'm not really sure what to think of this. I need someone with. I need help. He's just like, no.
I can't
He's
hold
just
it.
like, no. I can't. He's like, no. I can't do this. No.
Combination of that line and when I posted in chat, but yeah, okay, so I'll go over and I'll try to squeeze in next to him to see what's going on in the room.
You just practically become dizzy as these lights cascade one color after another across from you, reflecting in the brazier.
Well, detect magic is out of the question because obviously that's gotta be some sort of magic. Should I roll Arcana or History to figure out if I know what this might be?
Why don't you choose what you think you'll need to know on this?
I'm not sure. That's the problem.
I will answer for Sergei, by the way. If anybody looks to Sergei, he will just look as confused as the rest of you and shake his head and go, I have no idea what this is.
Well, of course you have no idea.
1 second. There's a person deciding that now is the time to mow their god bloody lawn.
At least they're not vacuuming their lawn.
Yeah.
I have that problem with a downstairs neighbor.
At least it's downstairs and you can't really hear it through the floorboard. This is
Oh,
like
I
the
can hear
windows
it.
right
Oh.
there. You
Well,
guys will be able to hear this too.
Oh, we're not picking it up, so don't worry about it. Just go ahead.
Okay. I guess I would say. I mean, granted, both of those stats are kind of crap. Arcana to deduce the nature of what's going on in front of me. Since I wouldn't really know too much about the history of Barovia.
And I want to check something that I need to find out. Where do I have this? Gotta look something up because I can never remember schools of magic.
It's all good.
You detect you're using detect arcane Are you trying to determine arcane?
Oh, I don't have that as a spell. I figured I would do like an Arcana check to
Okay,
see if
give
I.
me an Arcana check then.
Hey, not too shabby for like a +3.
You can tell from the way these balls are floating in the air and the various things that this has definite signs of being some kind of conjuration magic. It might be something to do with the summoning. It might be several things, but it is clear that it is having to do with the creation of something.
Huh. But I couldn't figure out what potential spell it could be.
As I said, there is writing slightly glowing in the stone of the brazier that encircles the entire stone circle of the brazier.
Okay.
What was the-
I'm gonna carefully go over and see if I recognize the language.
It is quite clearly in common as you approach.
I mutter a, think whatever, and take a moment to read it.
Cast a stone into the fire. You have to walk slowly around this brazier, reading it as you go. Are you saying it out loud?
No, because I would know better that saying something like that out loud normally activates something, so I wouldn't do it.
You read.
I've had my own problems with magical shenanigans.
So you would read, cast a stone into the fire, violet leads to the mountain spire, orange to the castle's peak, red if lore is what you seek, green to where the coffins hide, indigo to the master's bride, blue to ancient magic's womb, yellow to the master's tomb.
Well then, this is promising.
What is it?
It's the fast travel system.
Basically.
Told you, Castlevania.
Yeah.
Called it.
Now Sergey knows how he got here.
So apparently each color allows us to go to a different location. Think of it as a way to cut corners and go faster throughout this large, wonderful castle we now find ourselves traversing through.
Do you think we can trust it?
I mean, as far as you can throw a magical device that looks like it's trying to give you a wonderful migraine, yeah.
Sylvia, as you have circled the room and you kind of course, naturally would look up and about, making sure nothing's about to attack you as you read this, you would notice that on the wall you entered at, the northern wall of this room, there is the door that you entered, which is on the far, as you're looking back towards the group, as you're looking north, the door you entered is on the far left, and there are two other doors in the room. If you look on the picture that I have there of this, you'll notice there are 3 brown lines. Those lines indicate where the doors are. One that's open, that you came in, and then 2 other doors. From the, give me a perception roll, Sylvia.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is where the nat one comes in, just because it wants to dick move me. Nope, we're good.
And let me get Mike's video.
You see too much of the room.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see how I couldn't see too much of the room. I mean, that +9 is still very, very, very handy. I will miss having this on my next character.
Okay, let me adjust Mike's video. We've got all of those now, so I can close that.
Sorry about being so late. But glad I was able to make it eventually.
Absolutely.
It's okay. We're just treating Sergey like Jon Snow. He knows nothing.
Basically, if you've been overhearing, that's pretty much correct. Because although Sergei has been in the tombs back in the days when the tombs were constructed with the family crypts, nevertheless, the direction that you came down in this whole secret stair area is completely new to Sergei. He doesn't have any idea what this is, so this has confused him completely. And this rainbow room that you currently find yourself in, he has no idea what it is any more than any of the others. All right.
Apart from the door we came in, is there any way to leave?
3 doors. If you look on that picture that's on the screen, you see 3 brown lines on the bottom.
So we're at the top of the screen?
No, you're at the bottom of the screen. You came in the tilted brown line. And you're looking to the south. This is a picture, flat, isometric picture looking into the room. The door across from you at the top of this, if I put it there, I don't even know if I put it. If there is a door across from you on the other side, no, I didn't show it because of the hourglass, but there is one door centered on the wall opposite you heading south, and on the same wall where you entered, there are 3 doors. With her perception roll, Sylvia hears something dragging along the on the stonework. Sounds like it's coming from the middle door.
I'm going to quietly motion, give the group the shh noise, and then kind of wave them over.
I'll go in. I'll go in and I guess I'll listen for the middle door.
Yeah, give me a perception roll. Let me see how much detail you know. She's told
Perception.
you to listen for something.
That
Yeah.
I can't see. That is a 16.
You can definitely hear the same sound that she detected. It sounds like a lot of somethings are being dragged along as if there are appendages or something dragging the floor. It's almost as if there's more than one thing. There's a rattle and a shushing sound.
I turn to Apotis. Whatever's on the other side of this door, it does not sound friendly.
No, it doesn't.
Sergey, not Vlad, comes over to Dira. May I have a listen?
Sure, Vlad.
I am not Vlad.
Yes, you are.
Vlad. Sergey puts his ear.
No.
Can't
Sergey
keep your
puts
nose
his
straight.
ear. Well, it's not exactly easy when your name is forcefully changed. Have you ever
You
had
made your
character-
choices. You made your choices.
Have you ever had your character have another soul put into their body?
You made your choices.
Sergey puts his ear to the door. Does this rattling sound like chains?
No, it doesn't sound terribly metallic. It sounds more organic almost.
Does it sound like bone clinking against bone?
There may be a kind of a bone sound to it, but it almost sounds like tree limbs and bones and all kinds of things dragging along the ground. Where is
Sounds
Victor? I'm just trying to get you all placed for knowing where you are on the battle map.
I'm not 100% sure. I'd be towards the back of the group.
Have you stepped into the lit room?
Yeah.
You'd have room to be out of Epotis's danger zone. Hiding. to the danger zone.
Should we
Is there some sort of... Go ahead.
should we check what it is?
Well, I think that it's going through this door would ultimately lead back up to the rest of the castle. I think we need to go through the door on the other wall to get deeper in.
Aragal rushes over and listens, and he goes, "Whatever it is coming closer. Maybe it is Strahd." And he starts to open the door.
I'm standing at the door, so he's trying to open it
Yeah.
into me.
The sound
Vlad.
as he clatters into Dirok with the door trying to open, he glares at you, and the sound abruptly stops on the other side.
Let go of the door.
Sergey is also holding it closed with one hand. So if it comes mechanically, if it would come down to a strength check, Dirok would have advantage from Vlad's or from Sergey's.
I already well, actually no. I think that's only when I'm raging, so never mind.
Yep.
So I'm looking at Aragal. Let go of the door.
He shoves it shut, and with a kind of a clank and he storms over to the corner of the room.
Is there any sort of locking mechanism, a door bar, an actual keyhole, or something?
Nothing that you can see.
Sylvia will turn to Aragal and go, "Look, we're working with you to defeat Strahd. I get that. You get that. But if you do anything to get us killed with whatever other horrors are inside this place before we even get to our prize, I will haunt you for the rest of your existence."
The scraping sound takes up again, and you can hear it coming down some steps.
I believe whatever is coming to investigate this door. I don't feel comfortable leaving it behind us. I believe it would be better to set up an ambush.
I'm gonna crack open the door to see if I can see anything through the crack.
Sergey watches Aragal to make sure he's not going to try to push through.
He would have to try to push through a big, angry orc.
Yep.
Dirok, give me a perception roll of what you see.
Alrighty. Perception. Nope, I scrolled too high. Oh, that's a 9. I see stuff. Stairs.
Yeah, you see stairs, stone stairs. They don't go up as high as the ones you have just come down. There is a set of stoneware at work. And coming, you can just barely see a very dark form that looks like something with appendages sticking out in all directions. It is completely black. The area is dark, but with your dark vision, you can just barely see this thing that is almost completely black itself, and it is limping almost down the stairs with these appendages sticking out in all directions. It's like no monster you've ever seen, but it seems to be almost made out of shadow.
What's the number of appendages? I should probably ask before I make a decision.
Probably in a glance, too many to count, especially with that roll. They just seem to be stuck out in all directions.
I should ask. It's more than 4.
Yes.
Okay, that's more than enough for me. I slowly close the door, and I turn around. Whatever is on that other side of the door, it is definitely not friendly.
We can either try to seal the door, or we can fight.
I suggest sealing the door.
I have an
idea. I have a small idea.
Okay.
Open the door a little bit and get ready to close it quick.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go over and using the... Oh, let's see here. Where did it go? My spell list. Yeah. Using dancing lights, I'm going to flick them up the staircase area like marbles to try and see if I can get a visual on this thing that might be on the other side.
Okay, it
Yeah.
lights things up pretty good. I'll give you advantage on perception.
So that's dancing lights just for the reminder, and I'll roll my perception. I see the universe.
18 and 18, so it doesn't matter much. I'm going to move your marker. What you see, Sylvia, is a thing coming down these stairs and hallway at you that looks like moving garbage.
Well, what is it what do your elven eyes see?
Half elven.
Didn't we fight
And-
something like that before, or was that in a different campaign?
It's a changeling. Let's just go on with it.
I believe it was the first thing we fought.
Yeah, the garbage monster, the thing
We've been,
that.
doing that. We've been here for a while.
I mean, well, yeah, we
found the
did fight the
garbage
garbage
monster.
monster
Actually,
first,
yeah,
but it
yeah,
much
that was at
bigger.
the bottom of Death House.
A
Yeah.
slod.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fought a slod. Well, maybe this is a slod.
I can
Well-
prevent it from coming in, but it would take a great deal of power.
It looks like a pile of shit.
The thing has stopped and it lets out a moan that almost sounds human. It goes and reaches out towards you. Does it say anything else?
You are late.
Oh no.
Slowly hobbling out the darkness
I'm-
comes a torn, bloody halfling, clothing torn to ribbons, right arm completely exposed, declaring head covered in just filth.
I'm gonna start
Muck.
pulling the door open more. I'm like,
Yeah,
open it now.
I
There is-
ring the door open now.
His coat is hanging down the left side like a shoulder cape, and he slowly creeps further forward, revealing the pile of garbage to be a living thing. Living, breathing, with a small touch of decorum.
Well,
And
it looks
eventually-
like some fancy pants to trash gnome.
Is that really you, Monarch?
Epotus casts prestidigitation to start cleaning him up to see if it actually is.
Little by little, the dirt and garbage and stuff that is stuck to him begins to fall away until truly you begin to see enough of the blue coat showing through that, yes, by golly, it is Monarch.
Oh, I'd hug you, but you need a bath.
And
thing I-
Epotus
He-
keeps snapping to prestidigitate the filth off of him. This is honestly, hold still. This is the least I can do. Hold on.
It's a good thing I didn't do what I wanted to do and throw a javelin at him.
Like 12 levels of monk. I don't have caught that. You kidding me?
He's got so many layers of armor.
I would have seen that and I would have been like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna charge him instead.
Yeah. But he
Do
will
you
stop
know
like at
this-
12 feet and look at you for a moment.
Do you know this goblin?
One moment, if you please. Mr. Whirlwind, if you would kindly step forward. Slowly.
No.
Yes, and he'll have his fingers up like he's about to shoot, by the way. Like, very slowly approach me, please.
Who
Are
did
you
you want,
asking me?
who did you want to have step forward?
Miss Merwin. Miss Merwin, if you please.
Who are you
Look, I
pointing
take
your
back,
fingers at?
I take back
Sylvia.
the thing you said. You look like crap.
I have to be sure. Please come
Wait,
closer.
Who are you pointing your fingers at?
But all of you.
I'll take one for the team. Victor steps forward.
No, I know you don't have a pulse, I need to check them.
Well, I tried, and Victor is back.
Let me.
Epotus will
I'll-
step forward and
I was gonna do it, but go on.
yeah, well, you may need to still do it.
Yeah. God.
Epotus steps forward. His eye, he's not golden anymore from Monarch's perspective. He's kind of dulled to almost a silver color, and his eyes have purpled over it. He leans down.
He'll lean over, and he will place his both fingers on your wrist and try and find the pulse.
It's technically there.
Aren't you a shadow sorcerer now?
Yep, it's
Did you-
technically there.
Did you take the quirk where you only beat like once a minute?
It's technically there.
I will slowly back off again. Miss Merwind, I'm going to have to insist.
Oh boy. Okay, so last time we saw you, we were dealing with that monastery and the angel thing and the. Yeah.
He's like physically like from side to side a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
for crying out loud. I just walk forward and I step in front of the halfling. What is it you need?
I'll touch your wrist.
I hand him my hand.
I check it for a pulse.
Oh, tickles.
Please.
Yeah, he will just like, and he will suddenly just sag. Just, I had to be sure. Strahd has shown me many things since I've arrived. I've been an honored guest.
How many things?
Let me count
Oh,
the
it's
ways.
big. Illusions, torture, the usual affair.
Oh, hard, yes, but not a well kept one.
I have been a dungeon submerged up to my neck in filth. I only escaped because I starved myself so I could fit through the bars. I have been waging a small little vendetta, if you will, in the dungeons. Hiding, stealing what I could, and attacking anything that came within close distance.
Wait, you said you were in the dungeons. Question, did you see like anything that looked like it could have been a werewolf down there?
I heard the sounds of something in the southern dungeons. He is not long for this world, if I recall. He was
We gotta get down
nearly
there.
half drowned.
Which direction was it? If you go back there with us, I'll give you a snack.
I go through my
can-
pack and I'm grabbing rations for him.
Scooby
I will. I will look at you all.
Do you know this small creature?
Yes, shut up.
Yes.
I will look a bit confused, but not going to question right now. Just,
It's been a
it's
day.
really you.
Yes, it's us. Unfortunately.
Sergey looks over at Aragorn to see if he knows what's going on any better than he did.
Aragal is looking at the short creature with a look of utter disgust. He learned he didn't like this guy very much back when he met him in the camp. Since then, he was very relieved to find that he was not among your number when you went to Argynvost Hold and he met up with you at that time, but he is looking very disgusted that this little thing is back in the group.
Some of us may have changed over time since your capture.
That is apparent. You just wave his hand. But yes, the dungeon. We must go. No time to waste. Strahd's been having me hunted in these tunnels for days. We got to go. Come. And he'll spin around.
Know if there was a way to the crypts from the so we don't have to deal with the nonsense behind us.
No, this portion, you always got down to the crypts from another direction completely. This section has been built since the last time you were in this castle.
Do I need to guide them to the place, or do I need to take them to the location?
That's up to them. You can take them to the crypts. You know where they are because you stumbled on them. And as a matter of fact, you were coming back from the crypts when you got slid back into the cells and had to climb back out. So you are able to warn them regarding that situation that's in the hallway. And
I mean, can I?
you, you know a very quick shortcut into the cells. Unfortunately, it was not a very pleasant one.
There is a shaft that leads straight to the cell from here, though. It is a damaging one. The only other way through would be using the teleporting device that is in the room behind you.
Cool, let's take the horrible path. I'm not getting scrambled and mixed up into a bunch of different particulate matter and reform.
You're not scrambling my atoms and sending them about the universe.
Well,
Come then, we will.
if we can get, I mean, that's if we want to take the time to get down there. If we get down there and get the aid, we unshackle someone who may be able to get here and help, but
Just let's get, if the werewolf is not long, then we need to get to the werewolf first. Otherwise, we're going to have a very angry pack on our hands when we're done with this.
well, they know we at least tried because we have brought back a body at least.
Will that matter to them?
That's the question. They don't seem like the type who care about good. You cared about you tried.
Well, it's also not like we didn't kick their butts before.
I mean, fair.
It was only one, if I remember.
Oh no,
We killed the leader. We didn't kill them.
No, I mean, she like buried like a dozen of them.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, she buried like a dozen of them.
Well, lead on, little creature.
His name is Monarch. He's our friend. It's in that book. I swear to God, you do not read it.
No.
What has happened?
Too much to explain right now. Let's go.
Yes, precisely. Time is wasting, and he will attempt to turn around and immediately nearly falls over, puts his hand against the wall. And the way the jacket moves, you will Derek will notice immediately his left arm's missing.
Oh.
The cloak is actually half wrapped around it. He's actually missing it just above the elbow.
So yeah, I pick up Monarch and I'm like, you've changed as well.
I mean, that's one way of putting it.
I think like the person with the least amount of change in this group is Duroc, but
As I said, I needed to lose weight to remove myself from the cells. Amongst other things. Infection nearly killed me, but as a result, my mastery of my body has never been better. I am now completely immune to any disease or poison this castle can possibly produce.
If it helps from a post-life perspective, you are not at all appetizing. Not in the slightest.
He will actually
Good
smile
job.
for the first time in like months, basically.
Oh yeah, how long has it been?
It's been 1 or 2 months.
Yeah,
I've been here a long time.
It's been about a month.
He's very malnourished. as you
Yeah,
can tell.
I keep forgetting that Barovia is like really not that big.
But yes, this way. I will show you to the shaft.
Now,
Come.
let's see. Did you last time you saw Monarch? Did you have the Sunblade hilt?
I don't believe so.
We had actually just found it.
Yeah, we found it because of my research. Well, but,
yeah,
you know what I mean. It was you guys. My character has the discovery trait, so we linked it to that.
Very good. So you are going to follow Monarch down this hall. Is that what your decision is?
Yeah,
Yep.
we're gonna follow Monarch, and as we're going, I'm going to be filling him in via message to keep the conversation private about what's going on, especially with Vlad, not Vlad.
Sergei is going to take up the rear guard.
Very good. So
I'll
Monarch,
be in. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm technically carrying Monarch, so
Yeah.
both of us are going to be in front.
After a little while, he will try and get back on his feet again. He seems pretty banged up, but he's still, technically at full health. I'm at 63, I think. But anyway, you know what I mean. He'll eventually get back on his feet. You know what he's like. He's very very big on independence.
Yeah, I'll let him in if he insists.
Yeah.
okay, and
But he won't argue for a good few minutes first, though.
So Duroc Monarch will be leading the way down the hall, and POTUS will be behind them, I assume.
POTUS would probably be right behind us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume he's not here right now, though. I think.
Aragol will be right up there with you guys again. Johnny Eager is trying to see around corners and see everything as you travel. Who is then next after that group? I know Victor will be on the back end because he'll stay away from the blade, but who's next after the first four?
I know I would be relatively close-ish, either just ahead or behind Duroc. So, if that helps with placement.
You would try to be, but Aragol, being Johnny Eager, keeps pushing ahead of you to look around before you.
Oh, he can push ahead all he wants. At this point, Sylvia's ready to just leave him be bait.
So that brings Sergei and then finally Victor, who's staying outside of the sunshine radius. Okay, very good. All right. So Monarch leads you down this hall, which actually goes up a flight of stairs, maybe 10 feet. It's a short flight of stairs, and then continues on a short way. It goes about 20 feet altogether and makes an L turn to the right, which, if your directions have not been lost at this point, when you make the L turn, you would be headed back east again. All of this is 10-foot hallway that you are in, and it goes back. It looks kind of like what you're seeing here with like 20-foot ceilings and so forth, high ceilings on the thing. And he makes an L turn, and then he goes about another 30 feet down the hallway, straight and flat, and he comes to an area that looks the same as the rest of the hallway, but he stops and says that this is the area where the trap was that he fell in. So what would Monarch...
You'll notice he's not working quite as erect as he used to be. He's very sort of slouched, and the cloak hanging over one side. He's got a slight limping gait to him now, a bit animalistic actually under the circumstances. He's not in a good shape. So he basically guides you along Gollum style, effectively.
Come this way, precious.
That around here there is a trapdoor of some kind of shaft that leads straight down to the prison cells.
Sergei will look around and see if he can find this.
Might I trouble one of you for a bit of water?
I'll go ahead and grab my water pouch.
Thank you. I've been sustaining myself on a damp moss that grows in the cellars. just doubts that.
Some very dirty water that you can swim in. What is Sergei using to determine if there's a trap?
His eyes.
So it's just perception. Give me a perception roll, or is that? No, that's her. Okay. You're
Rolled a 2.
You're not doing real good in this dark, but you can just barely, now that Monarch kind of like taps his foot over on an area, you can see that there's a 10 by 10.
My big old hobbit foot.
There's a 10 by 10 foot section completely filling the hallway that looks like some of the bricks of the flooring are loose in a line all the way across the hallway.
Sergei will point and say, I think that is what he is referring to.
You can also see that there's a similar line about 10 feet ahead of you in the hall.
About how far down does it go?
He would have dropped probably about 30 feet down this whatever it was.
So you most likely need a rope, and upon landing, you will find yourself up to your waist in in filth. So
By the way,
this fall
Monarch,
is softened somewhat.
and Monarch would remember that it is not a straight fall; it is slanted.
It's a twisting slide. So there is some aspect of engineering, but the way it's able to repair. How much are you aware of the connection between Strahd and this castle?
Well,
Could
he
you
is my
just
brother.
I just look at Sylvia.
You mean he is Sergei's brother, Vlad?
I thought you said you knew this creature.
He's going through a phase. Don't mind him.
But you don't understand.
I'm going to just look at Vlad and send and use message and go, I trust the little man. I don't trust the eager, willing to run in and jump at the first sign of I'm going to kill Strahd. I don't trust him. Keep yourself as Vlad.
My point is, it's been over 2 months. Well, 2-3 months, I've lost count. Don't you think I've tried to escape this place? This place and Strahd, they're connected intrinsically. It lives and breathes as he does, changes, shifts. This place is Strahd. If he were to die, my hypothesis at this point is the castle itself would probably collapse.
Okay, so we've got to evacuate an injured werewolf. We've got to evacuate you. We've got to evacuate a giant dragon skull.
Well,
Cool.
that is simply a hypothesis at this point.
I
But I can tell you that these rooms, the architecture itself and him are linked. If you help to beat Strahd, we must nullify his ability to make the castle do his bidding.
How would we do that?
That I am... GM, do stop me, by the way. I'm just... For what you told me to pass on, I'm just trying to box it in a non-spoiler way.
He wouldn't know about the actual artifacts, but he would. What you said is just.
I have theory. We're using the hermit background package again, so it's like, once again, there is a certain logic to this chaos of this place, ley lines, if you will. I believe there are certain artifacts or rooms that may control the flow of this place. You saw the magic it takes us to make that teleportation device. It takes huge amounts.
I look like I have a sudden realization, and I go into my pack, and I pull out the bone knife from Death House. I finally understand.
I was there for Death House, so I'll just look confused.
Nope.
Sylvia's just gonna look at Daraki and be like, what?
Don't you? I was drawn to grab this. Is that not what this is purpose for?
You know, sometimes hitting things with one bad magical object to another bad magical object kind of makes really bad magical stuff happen. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I mean, you're willing to try, just don't get killed.
I will keep it safe. And I put it back in my pack.
There is a certain...
You're going to try to end it. You're just doing the movie thing. You got to end the fight by throwing that or something into him.
There is a certain magic I can use that will rid all the evil of a place and make it holy, though it is very expensive.
That would at the very least annoy Strahd, I imagine. But now your werewolf would be down here. Have you got any rope?
I have rope. And I'll grab that from my pack.
I have a
Ladder? That'll do.
I got 30
how far down is it, by the way?
30 feet.
Ooh, I'm off by about 3.
While everyone is distracted with this hole, Sergei is going to flip down the eye patch and just look at Monarch, see if he's actually...
It doesn't show any aura of undead or anything of the sort. Well, maybe the stub of the arm is looking a little necrotic.
He'll flip the eye patch back up and said, "You said your name was Monarch, correct?"
Well, that is the moniker I go by. My full name is Rumbelow Tumblety. Sir.
Meet him it is. Would you
Either
like me to
suffice.
look over your wound?
It's fine. It's for now. We've got pressing matters.
I'm starting to undo the rope. Is there something to tie it on?
Not immediately apparent, no. It's pretty much walls like you're seeing here.
Who's the strongest of us? POTUS?
Probably Duroc.
You?
Well, outside of me as well, because I'm planning to go down.
Me.
Is it a? This is a stone floor, correct?
What you're standing
Yeah.
on is the stone floor, yes.
I'm at a strength 18, Duroc.
Yeah, you're close to me then. Actually, I think you're tied to me.
Yeah, because I went charisma, you went constitution.
I win Constitution, so actually you're actually stronger than me.
I only suggest the rope in case you wish to come back up here or not suffer any damage upon landing. I, now knowing what lays down there, should be able to land fairly safely.
Here, Duroc, you go first, because how this usually works is you collapse, and then I collapse, and then we just plump.
Sergey looks over at.
I'm glaring
I'm
now
just,
at
I'm
POTUS.
just, I'm just
What?
crying into my head at this
What?
point.
It'll be
I
the
will
Amber
not-
Temple all over again.
I will not have your ass sitting on my face again.
Sergey looks over at Argal and says, "You have been eager this entire time. Would you like to take?"
I would like to take the lead on something into garbage. I'm afraid I don't have. I would rather go.
You put
down
a
that
Sparta
way
kicks
and
him
get all
down.
your-
Oh.
Would that be an attack roll?
Just spot his ass.
There's no hole there right now, so you're kicking him onto the section of floor that Monarch indicated.
I thought we opened it up.
Yeah, I thought we did.
Not unless you stand on it.
That stands on it.
That's why I was talking about the fact that it's really forward. Like, mechanically, that should work.
He kicks
Sparta
Ariel to
kicks
stand
him
up.
into the spot.
Give me 1 section. I need 1 second. I forgot to bring his sheet.
I'm sorry, there's a part of me that's crying just a little bit and dying on the inside.
Of joy.
I mean, way to
You
keep this
realize
guy on
he's
our
just
side,
gonna-
guys.
He's just going to decide that, you know what, Strahd's better off doing this than he is, and he's just going to join him.
I mean,
Hey, this is the real hero business.
hey, we got Monarch back. We don't need it.
So
All except for the prophecy.
okay,
Alpha
so you are using your strength to try and shove him. He will use his dexterity to try and avoid you. Give me a strength roll.
Okay. Would that be athletics or strength?
It would be strength against his athletics.
Ooh.
That would be a 24.
Good.
I knew that was
20.
coming.
I love it when the dice roll up with this, or when the dice line up with his narrative.
He tries to pass it off as more just like a friendly slap. Oh, come
Slap
on.
on the back.
let's
Well, why don't you go
go.
first, Plot?
No, why don't you go first?
He rolled
Just tail swipe his legs.
17. So he goes tumbling onto the 10-foot square, which proceeds to open with a loud clanking thud into a 45-degree slope. He tumbles into the darkness down, and you hear a whoosh at the bottom and a lot of cursing in Vistani.
Earning that throne. Earning
I'll,
that throne there, buddy.
Sir,
Now here, hold the rope. I'll go down after him.
All right.
I'll shimmy my way down.
POTUS pulls out a python and starts hammering it in.
Yeah. It's good.
Sergey will step up to the edge and ride his shield down this 45-degree angle like a.
Well, there's that one part of the slope where it just turns you ass end over and you'll fall right off anyways.
Yep.
All right, so
That's what I'm counting on.
he took some damage, which I was subtracting. What is Sergey doing again, please?
Sergey is stepping up to the edge, and while they're setting up the rope, he says, well, we won't retake my castle just standing here. And he jumps off the edge, putting his shield down as though...
As opposed to climbing down with the rope?
He's going to slide down the slide.
Yeah.
This is before he sees... Apotus is still rummaging in his pack at the...
Yeah.
So I don't know if he has any pythons.
POTUS does sneer.
Well, I was just going to have him hold on to the rope and have me climb down.
No, you're too fat.
I'm
not.
I want Sergey,
I'm only 500 pounds.
You're too fat.
Sergey, give me a dexterity save, please.
Dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
I'm rolling really poorly tonight.
Give me a 2d6 roll, please.
You're not used to this body.
Would he get my +5 bonus?
No, it's when I hit the end, so I'd be out of your radius.
You because it's sloped and you fall into water, you take half of this damage. So you took 5 damage from the tumbling down this slope that you did. All right, next.
I splash next to Aragol and light up my mace so that we can see.
Aragol immediately takes a swing at Sergey.
This is why you shouldn't have jumped down!
It would be AC 21. I'd let you decide whether or not he'll have advantage for surprise.
He's just basically taking an anger swipe at you. And he
Hurts his head, hurts his hand on armor.
I'm just rolling right now to see if he attacks. He did a crit attack. So he does unarmed is 1d4, correct?
1d4. It's unarmed strike is 1 point plus your strength mod.
Okay, so he does 1 point of damage to you.
So just like punch me in the jaw?
Yes.
Well, I thought it was a critical hit, though.
I take 2 points of damage.
There's half, or well, a D roll. Yeah, I guess it would be because it'd be a full die roll again, so it would count as a full one. I was thinking it would be only half of that, which would be 0, but no, it's a full die roll. So, yeah, you take 2 points of damage, and he curses at you and says, "First you want to take my castle, and now you shove me down into this cesspool." And
Technically, I did.
he yells.
I'm
yells
shimmying
some
down.
4-letter words up at you, and he says, "Smell what you've thrown us into. This is terrible."
I'll clean you off afterwards. Chill.
I'm shimmying down, and I'm just like...
I'm
I'm
standing.
slowly reaching for a javelin.
I'm standing at the top of this next to Sylvia. And he'll turn to her and just go, I've barely been with you again. And I already feel like we're doing something stupid.
There's been a lot of things stupid that they've done in the last couple of weeks. Oh my god.
But it's worth...
Weeks? Try minutes.
For what it's worth, madam. It is a pleasure to see you again.
Oh, thank you. And I'm going to burn a 5th level, cast Bigby's hand, and then offer Monarch our lift down.
You
want
to burn? We have a rope to shimmy down.
I will place my hand. My character will place his hand up. I don't know. Do you want to do it? It's one of those things I kind of want to accept, but at the same time, yeah.
What?
He will politely decline. I do actually have. Well, to explain out of character, I have enough monk levels now that I can just walk down here and not fall.
No, I'm actually.
I can walk up vertical walls.
I'm curious to know what POTUS is trying to say.
Please don't blow a 5th level spell on this.
Yes, please. We have Vlad jumping to his death.
Okay, so here's the reason I am doing this, and only Bigby's hand, which will probably come in handy when we have to like rip things off the wall. We're going down into the sewer. Sylvia is dressed very nicely today. She's not going to get dirty.
I can clean
Then
you.
don't come down.
I have prestidigitation. It's a cheat code.
Yeah, that too. And also, you don't have to come down.
Well, yeah, but then it's like leaving me up there by myself. So
No, POTUS is up there. And
I
Victor.
thought POTUS went down.
No, I'm
Yeah,
the
he
last
did.
one down.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Then fine, I'll renege it.
I do appreciate the offer. But at this point, there's no real point trying to keep clean. I feel, though, it's a shame to see your dress get dirty. What's she wearing?
She's just gonna. It's kind of like a really fancy jacket that like kind of looks like a skirt when you're from behind somebody.
Yeah,
she's
one of
just
those. Yeah.
She's just kind of like fluff it from side to side. She's like, I look really cute though. I don't want to get this dirty.
Where is Victor? And is the sword put away while you're holding the rope?
Yes.
Victor, if POTUS insists on being the last down, he'll go ahead and walk down.
Spider climb down.
Oh, I'll put the fear of God to see the giant spider just come scurrying out.
In this case,
It's fine, it's ours.
just him. He just seems to find handholds and just glue his hands to the wall and his feet to the wall as he just walks down head first down this chute. Very bizarre shape or form as he walks down. He's not actually a spider. He just seems to glue himself to the wall.
Oh, like the old Dracula movie when he's crawling down the side of the castle.
Exactly.
All right, and Dirok is down.
Yeah, I would have been right after Vlad and what's his name, Aragol.
Okay, so the only one at the top of the chute, I assume, eventually is a POTUS. Anyone besides POTUS still at the top?
I would have waited for the big gun, the fighters to go down first, and then I would have gone down.
Okay, POTUS, it's you. What are you going to do?
I have a thought. And Dirk yells up, "We need someone to stay up there."
Why?
The trap door.
Oh, that's right.
It's quite alright. I can lead you back up from the prison complex.
It might cut the rope.
Because we've landed in the north wing, haven't we? And I need to lead them to the south. Yeah. We're going to be trekking. We need to get out of this section and move on to the... Oh, he will say this, having glided down a bit more. So one hand at the top and feet spread and just
By the way, he's got his
down.
hand on Dirok's shoulder to keep his head above water. He's basically treading water.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll have kept the Monarch above.
Just maintain dignity at all times, being held up.
No, I'll have you like, sitting on my shoulder.
Yeah.
You're my Miss Elizabeth to Macho Man Randy Savage.
I'm basically a missile pod. I'll just stay there shooting stuff. Like Predator.
God,
just imagine you're Predator.
What game was it we had? Was it what game was it that had the goblins that threw the rocks over the orc's shoulder?
That was Storm Kings.
Oh yes.
Yeah, remember we kept trying to we actually tried to take one with us. Yeah, no, in one of my other D&D sessions, we've got a gnome that's riding on an orc fighter's back, and so the nickname for those two are the backpack. It's the backpack wizard.
It makes sense. Like I said, it's a little missile platform or a predator thing on your shoulder. Shoot stuff.
Yeah.
So what is a POTUS going to do?
Well, are we going to... Do we need somebody to stay up here, or are we all just going?
I would advise you simply all to come. The trapdoor will close anyway.
It's probably better to stick together.
Alright. So you go down.
Yeah, I'll make my way down. I'll use the rope since I'm not gonna just jump.
Okay, once everybody is reasonably
The
safely
POTUS will
down.
follow.
All right, so you're just jumping down the slide. Give me a dex.
No, he's using the rope that he just spent the last 10 freaking minutes
He was
putting
the
in
one
place.
He was the one holding the rope. What
No,
did
he
He
used
was
the
hammering it in
his
place with a pipe.
He actually used the Python. The first D&D person I've ever seen use it.
No,
It's
this
the
is
second one I've used.
No.
we're going Looney Tunes logic. He's gonna hold the rope and carry himself down.
The power of radio.
Okay.
Oh wait, shit,
Quick.
no, I don't have pythons. I have to jump down.
Oh, after all
Wrong-
that. Oh.
Wrong character. Yeah. Okay. All right. Save. Next save. There we go.
Okey-doke.
No, I'll catch you. No, I'm not gonna catch
Give
you.
me 2d6 roll.
Mm,
And have that, so that's 2 damage from the slide. You hear people yelling as they realize you're clattering and banging your way down. You can hear them sloshing and running like mad, trying to get out of your way. And you splash into the almost sewage-like rot at the bottom of the thing. As you guys stand up, get your head above water, choke out the dirty water or whatever you're doing, and look around, you are pretty much up to your rib cage in this filthy water, and you can tell that what you've landed in was once a cell, once upon a time. The cell is somewhat broken down, but all along the way, all the way down a corridor, which is, let me see how long this corridor is, a 40-foot corridor from north to south. You can see that there are cells all the way down. One other cell has fallen, the door has fallen down on the ground and is empty, but there are closed cell doors all the way along this thing. There are 8 cells altogether, 4 on each side.
Well, how did you get out of here?
Through the bars. There's a mongrel folk. You brought us food when he remembered. The only reason I've not been killed, I think, is because he's too afraid to mention to Strahd I'm not still imprisoned.
What is the mongrel's name?
Do I know his name?
He called himself Cyrus.
Cyrus. My understanding.
That is not one of the names I remember. May be a problem.
In any case, we can't fit through the bars.
Hold on. I'm gonna hand.
Rip him open, right?
I'm gonna hand Monarch over to Epodus since he's the only other one that's tall enough.
There you go, buddy.
I will help Durok to give him advantage.
Oh, I already have advantage. I have advantage. Advantage on strength checks with lift, push, pull, or break.
Oh, because Totem of the Bear?
Yep.
Wow.
So I am going to break apart these bars.
Yeah. Totem of the Bear is the best. Just lift a horse.
I just need to know what I need to do to break apart these bars.
Just give me a strength roll.
A strength roll.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Come on. There we go. That is a 23, a nat 20.
You are very easily able to bust down the bars and knock them aside with it. They kind of rip out of the wall. It's clear some of the mortar was going bad anyway, and so they tear out of the walls. And you are able to see all the way down this corridor. Now, there is a door at the south end, but there are 7 other cells besides the one you fell into, and only one other cell has the door off.
How big were these bars, by the way, when the ones that I was breaking off?
They probably would have been about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in diameter.
Oh, okay, never mind. In diameter, I'm talking about like length.
They would probably been about 8 feet tall all the way to
Oh,
the top
okay.
of an opening.
Okay, I look at one. Might be useful, and I'll put it in my pack. I have now I have a bar for a weapon.
Oh god, he's got the rebar.
And I'll make my way
That's the
forward.
finishing move. He's just gonna take out this metal pole and whack Strahd on the side of the head with it.
Going,
Remember,
no.
it's my bone
no,
knife.
Yeah, you have to finish the bone knife.
I've
He's
kept
going
it
to
for this
tie-
long.
This turns into a poster-pot game. You just strap the knife to the end of the bar, and
That's
you've
what I
got
was
yourself
gonna
a
say. He
poster-pot
straps the
game.
knife to the pole and just makes a pipe.
It's genius. It's like a human spear, only better because it's not made of flimsy wood. Yeah,
In any
so he will
case-
direct you to go out and be like, to my knowledge, I was the only one. Here, we must get to the south. And he'll point towards the end. If there are people in the other cells, I didn't hear them, or they have already begun becoming putrid.
Sergey
Very well.
steps out of the cell.
I'd be making my way past as
Downtown.
well.
Which one was my cell, by the way? Was that the one we landed in?
Fast.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you would have noticed on one side of the wall, stereotypically, there would have been etch marks of days as I tried to
Oh,
keep
geez.
time.
Oh, geez. Now I feel bad.
Oh, don't he? He didn't exactly like it there. He was half drowning. Isn't like sleeping in like too deep water like an actual torture tactic or something?
Yeah, pretty much you had to like tie your coat to the bars to stay above water to get any rest at all, and you didn't get much. The point being of this was that sooner or later people will become so weak that they will drown in the water. So yeah, it's pretty bad. All right,
Well,
are you
on
moving
we go.
south then? All right.
Yep.
As you get about 2/3 of the way down the hallway, you hear a wet, sloppy sound that sounds like almost like somebody slopping a dish rag against wet stone.
And
And
where is that from?
coming from the third cell down on your left as you are going south.
I look into the cell.
You don't see anything, but you see that the water is rippling in the cell.
Emil.
Is this from where you were hearing those noises?
I'm actually saying that into the cell.
You don't hear any response, and Monarch would know that this was too close to his cell. This is the northern block of cells, and he has already said that the calls came from the southern block of cells.
Oh.
If there's
I'm in
anything
the-
in these cells, it's something foul. Festers. Yeah.
Then we'll just leave it, and I'll continue on.
Basically, imagine the garbage monster from Star Wars. Pokes its eye after you've left and it goes back down.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't like that. That gave me nightmares as a kid.
Onward.
Let's see, who is the last person in the line?
Apotus.
I think I felt we were roommates together, you know. He was terrible at charades.
Apotus, you suddenly get slapped from behind as you pass with a wet appendage of something almost gelatinous, and it adheres briefly to your metal armor, and you notice as it pulls away from you as you turn around that it has left almost a rusted spot in your armor. Your armor has just taken a -1 penalty to armor class.
Oh, no.
That thing's grown up before I was last hit.
Now I am the one with the most AC.
And you have taken 7 bludgeoning damage if your AC is lower than 21, or if it's 21 or lower.
It's 20 now.
Oh no!
Wait, what?
You have taken.
He just got hit by a rust monster.
You got
Oh,
well, not
no.
a rust monster, but something similar. I took 7 bludgeoning and 8 acid damage.
Potus immediately turns and stabs to where he thought the tendril was.
Right, everybody roll for initiative, please.
Oh, way to go! You have to go and make new friends.
I'm okay with that.
Do I at least get to make the attack?
I also like the idea of Victor's just walking on the ceiling, just not
good.
dealing with any of this.
I have. I get advantage on initiatives, and they're both 14s.
I get +9 to initiative, and I got 11.
I have a +1 to initiative and I got a 19.
What is this? That Vlad gets to go before me.
Get good.
Because he's Sergey now. He gets all the frickin' cheat codes. Favoritism. I call favoritism.
That's
do
what it
too.
is.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry, I forgot you had to click your marker, so can you add me on? Or,
Yes, I can. Just a moment.
thank you. And it's only 11, I don't want to roll again, because that'd be cheating.
You can actually roll again and then just edit your number like I did, because I made the same mistake.
Yep. I do that all the time because I normally forget.
In my defense, by the way, I did not know the creature's there. It was probably a babby when I was last down there.
All right, Sergey goes first.
Sergey doesn't know anything is wrong yet, so he keeps walking.
Very good.
You did just...
I don't know anything. What would I know?
Potus goes, ah!
In that case, Sergey turns around, brings his mace up, doesn't see anything, and looks confused.
Oh yeah, that's right. He can't see.
Well, I assume I know because I'm on your shoulders still, aren't I?
Yes.
I cast
So I'll
light
retaliate
on
on your
my
behalf.
mace. I cast light on my mace as my action,
And I've
so I
got.
can.
I'm going to get you in order. Tell who's having what happen here, because if he was there, that would mean this would be about there and about there. Okay, so, and a pair of you are at the southern door. All right. Sergey has a crowd of people between him and Potus, but he is now at least turning and aware that something is going on. Victor, what are you going to do?
Victor is going to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to make things interesting. I'll say maybe you should leave this to me if it is in the mood to mess up metal. And he's going to turn into a dire wolf and run in and try and bite this thing.
I was really terrified we were going to get a Chad moment, just turn into an octopus again. Just have that weird.
Well,
slippery
I
wrap
actually turned into an octopus just like 1 or 2 sessions ago.
effect. A true battle of
I had
titans.
to save my coffin from falling. Also myself, but mainly the coffin. And wow, that was a crappy roll.
Okay. Let's see. You rolled a DC. You rolled a 12 on a. Gotta look at it here. That hits.
Wait, really? Okay. 24 damage and DC 13 or knock prone.
Jesus.
Prone does not apply to this. It is slurping along in the water, so prone doesn't apply. Let's see what else we've got.
Are we still up to our chest?
Yes. Yeah, this whole cell area, the entire thing is up to your chest.
I guess Victor like sprang off of the wall like as a wolf to
Yeah.
do this.
Just dive straight in.
Oh, splash!
Okay.
That'd be a really good CGI scene.
Is there a
You know,
So what
crazy
is it?
crazy question? You said this is up to their chest. Sylvia's kind of short. This would be really bad. Yeah, no. Is
Well,
there
I
a way
mean-
to like not be in that deep? 'Cause
You're riding on someone's back. That's about it.
anyone got chill touch?
Grab,
Form
grab,
ice.
grab the bars and pull yourself up as you go.
yeah, no. Sorry, guys. I have to burn that 5th level. There's no way. I just
It only lasts for a minute. You're going to drop into the water anyway.
Nah, it's in character, guys. If it's in character.
What was the
Just
damage?
hovering along.
What was the
You don't get to
damage?
talk about us dying anymore.
Yeah, I got.
Was it 44?
24 damage.
24. All right.
Oh,
I don't know what the two.
yeah,
numbers
that's why I put the note above it. It says savage attacker included. Use larger damage number.
are. And I got to look at something because this isn't right. That's. This was a sudden pullout, and the damage isn't correct for your level. So I mean the HP isn't correct for your level. When I know a monster is going to be used, I get it up to your group size and level. But this one was on the fly, so I didn't know that you were going to be attacking it. All right, so 24. There is a burning to your mouth. Roll a Constitution save, please.
Lovely. Alright. Sec. Okay, let me just roll this off of my main sheet. Oh, nice. Nat 20.
Guys, you realize there's things other than natural 1s and 20s.
No.
Hey! Don't be jealous.
Okay, you don't take any damage because you would have taken half damage. But there is clearly a horrible acidic taste in your mouth. A very corrosive kind of acid is in this thing. All right, Dirok.
Since I was at the front of the party, about how far away is it?
About 10 feet away from you. You're just barely beyond where he. 10 to 15 feet in that range.
Well within range. For bonus action, I am setting my spear's range to 5 feet, and I am going to move within 5 feet of this creature, and I am going to stab at it with the blood spear.
Stabby.
And I get 2 attacks.
There's something else besides natural 20!
6 is 14.
Oh, Lord.
No, this is bad. This is very, very bad.
Oh, yeah, because we won't have them later. Yeah.
We won't have
Guaranteed.
them.
You're using up all your good rolls. The thing recoils from that blood spear. It particularly dislikes that thing and recoils, and there's like a sizzling sound as it goes into the ooze of this thing. It just seems to burn away part of the creature from the power of the blood spear. Epotus, are you have any other moves, Dirok? Dirok?
Oh, no, that was it. Sorry.
Epotus finally gets to retaliate.
So 16 and a 24.
and you are hitting it with the sun blade, and it sizzles. The water seems to boil, and there is just like it dissolves into a liquid that oozes out into the water, and it bursts like a cyst that's been popped. This thing just explodes out into the water. Give me a Constitution save.
Lovely.
Everyone in combat with it?
Anyone?
I do
that
not.
would be
I do not have bless. It's a 16.
I need Dirok and POTUS who are in the melee range of it.
Technically, wouldn't that
I
be
would
me?
be-
Because I'm on Derek. I'm still on Apothos's shoulders.
But you are above the water.
Oh, I
And
see what
I-
you mean. It's in the water. It didn't pop above. It popped in.
And I'm 5 feet away since I set my spear's reach to 5 feet.
Yeah. So let's see. That's a POTUS's save. So what is Dirok's save? Constitution save?
Oh, that's what I was asking because I'm technically 5 feet away since my spear's range is 5 feet now.
Yeah, everybody's melee range of 5 feet is
Okay.
is in range. I need from you. Okay, so both of you managed to do a save. So I've got to do another d6, and both of you take 3 damage.
Also, I just noticed I have a
Acid
tiny little token, and I love it.
Yeah, you do.
Tiny.
You take 3 acid damage. Okay, we can remove that sheet of many from
Oh,
this
man.
list.
Laser backpack. He's riding on Apotus's shoulders, therefore he has a laser backpack.
Okay, onward and upward. You come to the door with no further interventions. The door
Otis
is a
slaps
very
20 hit points
plain,
on himself.
heavy wooden door.
I assume Derek just walks the straight line and doesn't stop. Kind of just walks through it.
Yep,
Kool-Aid Man style.
he walks down
Yeah,
that
just-
door at the far end. All right.
Okay.
What are you doing then once you get to the door? The whole group is at the door on the south end.
Opening the door.
Well, yeah, but how and who's doing it? And
Before we do anything, I'm just gonna go in there and call for Emil again. Emil.
there is how loudly are you calling?
I guess I'm kind of whispering it so that anyone that's in the cell would hear it, but if not, like loud enough for anyone that's in the hallway farther back from us.
There is no response.
Emil, are you there?
You just hear splashing of water gently from the remnants of water splashing from the fight.
Can I see anything in there with dark vision?
In the cell, no. This was the cell that the thing came out of that you just defeated.
Oh, this isn't the south end. I thought we
No, this is the
we
north.
walked to the
This
south
This is
no-
my
end.
cell block.
No,
No.
you're still waiting to open the door on the north end cell block.
Oh,
We're in the north block. We're going to the south block. It's not like the
Question.
north
Oh.
and south of the actual same block or anything. We need
I
to go
thought
into
we
the
were at
center.
I thought we were at the cell already, not the
I'm
block.
going
Okay.
to,
Nah,
like-
no worries.
I open the door.
And
I'm
let
going to
me take
pull-
this turn order off.
I want to pull my head a little bit more above water and ask a question. Is it like this throughout the entire thing, or what?
It is
Mud,
filled
you
throughout,
know
to my
that-
knowledge.
That the cells
No, I'm at the water
are
height.
sunken, but that basically he knows that the torment section is like this, but that once you get out of the torment section, it goes like the hallway that you were in before. It goes back up and out of it.
Okay.
Basically stairways. And
So-
apologies, they appear to have added a new inmate, referring to the thing back then, since I was last here.
Cause I realized later as I'm clicking through my stuff, I'm like, I could have avoided a lot of things, not burn a spell, and use something that I probably would never have to use again. But Yeah. One of the layers of her fancy code is actually the robe of useful items, and
Oh.
it has the 12-foot long rowboat.
Problem being, how wide is the rowboat?
That's what I wasn't sure I was going to ask. It just you have it specifically labeled as 12-foot long rowboat. That's it.
I would
Hold
assume.
on.
I would assume it's not a canoe and that it's an actual wide
Yeah.
boat.
It's not
So
going to
at
go
least
through the 5
half.
foot doors.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's
Possibly-
12 foot long, it's
possibly
probably
not.
6
So,
feet
yeah.
in width.
It was a thought that I'm like scrolling through and I'm like, is there anything I could freaking Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other side of the coin was I was also trying to find out if taking off a patch allowed you to use the item or if could I hand it to someone to be used. Because I was gonna have Duroc throw the robot at Strahd, but you know.
Here, hold this.
No,
Just throw a boat.
I literally was
I
going
can
to
throw a boat.
like hand him the patch and be like, "Here, throw this at Strahd," and it would basically just be him chucking the rowboat at Strahd.
I would totally do that.
Yeah, I
have
know.
enough
That's
strength.
why I was trying
Yeah.
to find out if it would work, but it won't, so I can't.
We'd love to send the jailer come down to seize like an entire party of people in a boat, just closes the door, and never comes back. I'm done.
Okay, so what are you doing? You're not using the rowboat.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it seems so awkward to like if the water in the hallway is like that high that because that's what I was trying to figure out because like you're saying it would be like chest height. And I'm like I didn't enter the cell. Why would I be like something that would practically drown me?
It's only for a short while, though. And plus, you
Yeah.
guys go on. Garrett. I assume Garrett might be carrying you.
Yeah, I mean you could grab hold of somebody's arm or whatever, and your feet would kind of be touching down.
I would just be kicking. I would just be kicking along.
I open the door.
You see some stairs going up about 3 feet, so you would be up above the water better if you climb these stairs. It goes up to a central area. It looks like it's a cross of hallways, but it is slightly higher. You can see that the steps go up a bit. It's hard to see through this dark, dank water, but you can tell that there are some steps that you can kind of stumble up and get where you're not so far down in the water, Sylvia and Monarch.
Yep, we go up. Well, I go up the stairs at least. Everyone else can join me if they want to.
All right.
I
Unless they
would
want
be
to-
like,
No, I think they all want to have a pool party.
no, I'm mad scrambling for dry land. Screw that shit.
I wish my home goodbye for the last time. We hope for the love of gods.
But we need to go back out.
I'll lead you up the way I got out. It's fine.
All right. I need to. I don't have the thing handy. I put it on the pins, and I can't get to the pins with the videos up. I'm going to have to ask you. You can look at the pins that I did. You guys can look at it. That it was in the Loots channel, I believe, that I had all of your weights.
Okay.
Let's see.
Wait,
Game Loot's
that might have been
record.
while I was in Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
see
see.
those.
Yeah, Epotus is 319. Lynn is
Okay, I'll ask you in a moment. First of all, Duroc with Monarch still on his shoulder?
Monarch is on the POTUS still.
On a POTUS.
Mm.
All right. Now, we need to figure out, Gray, how much Monarch weighs. He has no gear, basically, so he is
35.
35.
Well, without the arm, maybe it's just 30.
Yeah,
We'll call it 30. He weighs
I am malnourished and starving, so yeah.
So,
I am the thinnest hobbit you'll ever meet.
so Duroc steps up onto. Is he walking up the stairs onto this area?
Yes.
I'll get off if needs be, by the way. I can swim.
All right, Derek, since you can't see the battle map, what I'm going to do in order to determine this, would you do a /R 1d2? If you roll a 1, you are on the right side of the hall. If you roll a 2, you are on the left side of the hall. 2 is
2.
on the left side of the hall. As you step onto the thing, the floor gives way in the water beneath you, and you suddenly find yourself being whisked away. There is some kind of teleport mechanism.
Oh, I'm being teleported away from the party.
From where you are, yes. And you suddenly find yourself in a cell.
I look down and I look to the others. What the? And poof, I'm gone.
And you can see the back of Epotus in the hall next to you.
Is this going to happen repeatedly, and he's just going to keep walking out the cells? You're just going to keep hearing
God.
rock break, goes back out, comes back out.
No, it sounds worse because we're going to have to. If I understand this puzzle correctly, we're going to have to balance our weights, which means more than enough people have to be on the opposite side of Duroc as we go up these stairs.
That's true. I weigh more than like 3 of you combined too.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. This is nuts.
How far apart are the walls? Like, how wide is this chamber?
Counting the cells.
No, just the plane, like the hallway itself, not the cell.
All right, you are in you're walking north and south in a 10-foot wide corridor between the cells. You have come to a 10-foot wide corridor that goes east and west, and you climbed up some stairs to this corridor. The corridor seems to not have cells on either end. As a matter of fact, on the east end, it seems to go up spiral stairs to some place. And on the west end, it goes back down into some water somewhere.
Well, there are 2 options to avoid this. Let me try one of them, and not towards the way that Duroc went, but away back towards the back. I suppose there's so many people to try this. Never mind.
So back towards the north end of the...
Yeah, he'll try to make his way towards the back end of the group, and then he'll see how far he can float. Like, he'll kick off and try to swim through the water. He has heavy armor, so he will eventually sink, but he'll try to see how far along he can float.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would roll that. Give
Athletics?
me...
Yes.
What?
Athletics? Question mark?
Yeah, I'm thinking that probably it would be athletics or strength. How much strength you can use to keep yourself. Give me an athletics roll. Okay, you're
Pretty good.
You're pretty good at doing this. You have a pretty good strength, and you are able to keep yourself afloat in spite of the armor. You would tire quickly. You would get a level of exhaustion if you were doing this very long. But you are able to swim for probably 20 feet before it just becomes too exhausting to be able to do that.
Okay, so Vlad will make his way back or Sergey will make his way back to the front of the group and try to swim out over this area that you're not touching the floor.
You are successfully able to make it straight across and over to some stairs, identical to these, but going back down into deep water again.
It seems that if you don't touch the bottom, you don't have to worry about the teleportation.
That'll explain why I didn't encounter this when I left. I had to swim out here.
Well, you don't have to swim, and I'll pick him up, and I'm gonna just chuck him over.
Toss the door!
The cell go. What? What?
Yep.
God.
I don't even ask. I just pick him up, and I'm just gonna throw him over the
How'd you
area.
get out of that cell?
Yeah, Durok's in a cell. He's not throwing...
Oh, I'm in the cell. Oh, yeah. No, I'm gonna break.
I thought, yeah, because I thought, yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna break out of the cell.
Yeah, let's rip it out again.
Give me that strength check again.
Oh, whoops.
You are in a cell that is directly across from where that oozy monster was.
21. I Kool-Aid man it.
Once
Suddenly,
again,
POTUS just hears a crash from the behind him.
yeah, and all of
Otis
this
swings
happened
with
in,
the sunblade.
yeah, all of this happened in just like moments. Dirok steps up on the thing. You hear clunk. You hear as he goes underwater, and suddenly you hear a crash from behind you. A few seconds later, as he realizes where he is and rips the bars off the thing, he manages to actually hit Dirok, I think.
Yeah, he does.
God.
God damn it.
I see it, and I pull out my spear.
We've come out.
Wait, okay. Are we gonna hold on? Are we gonna have our battle here in a pile of shit?
Water.
Like,
In the water. Oh, what a place for it.
I'm just going to go help drowning and just wait to see what happens.
I attack a POTUS.
God damn you people.
Victor Bark.
Oh, God damn it.
Meanwhile,
Can we just leave the
Sergei-
sewage?
Meanwhile, Sergei from the other side hears, "Help! Help!"
ow! Ah, shit. Okay, I deserve that. Ow.
You guys are asses. Let's go, please.
Mm. A man may
So
well be
here they
dying.
Here they are in the depths of Ravenloft. Audience, I want you to picture this. Here they are in the depths of Ravenloft, where every hit point counts and every spell counts, because getting back out past the Dreadlord is the ultimate challenge in the game of D&D, and they are attacking each other.
Well, because we really know what the real last fight is going to be.
I'm just, as soon as we get out of here and the Dreadlord is dead, I'm literally just going to leave this country and never return. Hope you
I will
realize that.
join you. I will
Yeah, we were just going to, yeah. We've done our good deed. They can deal with the rest.
They skip into the sunset. I can't be.
Well, someone deserves a good ending in this.
All right, I need to do something quick. Oh no, I forgot I don't have it on the window mode anymore.
From the other side of the teleportation, Sergei waves his hand and says, "You won't get teleported if you swim over. Also, I think someone is calling for help."
Yeah, I rolled a 3. I just walk forward again.
I'm just going to swim as best I can over. I'm like, sucks.
We can't hear you, DM.
Give me the 1d2 roll again, please. You walk
Oh
on,
no, it's a different one.
walk on the other side, and you are safely able to make it across.
And I just keep going across. I don't even think of anything about it.
POTUS tries to swim, but is very heavy.
I'll get off, by the way.
That won't change anything.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't throw
You're-
it because I was still in the room.
Yeah, Monarch, your weight is statistically significant in this equation.
I know, but I can walk on water. I might as well use it. Yeah. Well, I can't walk. I can only run.
Can you at least half Naruto run across?
I carry.
You only got the one arm, you know.
Yeah. I can just keep veering to the right. It turns out it's actually very important having both arms. It's for aerodynamics.
He's
I've
only
been
rolling
running
with
for
one-
hours and I just go in circles.
Why do you think they put their arms back like that? Do you think they just did it to look good? No, it's very scientific.
Aerodynamics, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta center yourself.
All right. So Monarch is able to make it across haphazardly, kind of blopping across, and he can touch a toe down once in a while, but he kind of half swims across and doesn't have any problem. POTUS, who is trying, first need a strength roll on a POTUS. Strength save.
Would this be athletics because he's swimming?
Athletics,
Mm.
excuse me. All right.
This is what you get for attacking me.
All right. So let me look at the. I've got to see the thing because you are half swimming, so I'm going to add this. Or every. And you were 300 and what?
300. Okay. With Monarch, I am
Remember, he's 30, not 35.
I thought Monarch was swimming himself across.
3. Oh yeah, yeah. So 300.
Yeah.
300.
319.
I'll call it 300 because that's still way over this thing. But I will still have it, so that would be 150 because you are partially swimming. So I still.
Like I said, I appear to skip along the top of the water, basically.
15 times 5 is 75. Apotus hears a click under his foot, and suddenly he goes glub down into the floor of the thing, and you suddenly find yourself in the cell, standing directly alongside Sylvia and right next to the door you just left a few moments before.
Hi.
Oh, so it randomizes.
Epotus tries again.
RN Jesus.
Need a door opener.
Epotus tries to rip the gate open.
Okay, give me a strength check. Yep, you are able to tear these weakened bars off their hinges.
After you.
All right.
So I'm assuming I'm still on the other side of the thing that needs to
Ergo
get.
walks to the top of the steps, looks back and forth at what he saw going on with where you guys were and what was going on, leans down and kind of sort of body surfs across and slides over across and next to Sergei.
Glad you could make it.
So I'm assuming I still haven't crossed yet, just to be on the safe side, right?
How have you stayed alive this long with this group?
We're
Not bad.
very, very talented. No, shut your mouth.
Our tenacity is currently unmatched, I'm willing to say. Whether that's good or bad thing, well, we'll find out today.
How is Victor getting across? If you're going to spider walk, you'll have to go across the ceiling.
Doggy paddle.
Okay.
Sorry, you stole
There's
one part.
so much hatred in me right now.
Wait, something really weird just occurred to me. What? You're a direwolf. I literally could
Yes.
ride you into battle.
Yes, you
I
could.
was
It's been
30.
done. It has been done
Jesus.
in other
Yeah.
yes. Okay. Sylvia and Apotus now remain back on the wrong side of all this.
I'm
You want to just frickin' leave?
I'm going to grab Epotus's arm and said, "You should have just let me do this from the first moment." And I am going to dimension door the two of us across to the other side.
Pop. Apotus feels that same odd sensation he felt when he fell through the floor, only this time he is now standing in chest-deep water on the other side of the corridor that went side to side.
Oh wait, does Apotus like teleportation?
So
Doesn't
all
matter.
of you are now in this 15-foot section of stairs going down to another door just like the one you just left.
I make my way past Sergei and Aragol, and I'm gonna just burst through the door. I'm getting angry.
You immediately see another set of cells identical to the ones you have, although all the cell doors are in place here, and the water is the same depth as what you just left, 8 cells just like what you left, and you hear a weak voice and a grasping, clawing sound at the far end of the cells.
I make my way over there in kind of a hurried fashion. Emil!
Help! 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 Who's there? Help! And you see a very emaciated, weakened man clinging desperately to the bars and just barely able, he keeps sliding down the bars and he's too weak to keep holding his head above water.
I go to an area of the bars where he's not at, and I'm going to break through them. Well, hopefully I'll break through them.
You give me that. Yep.
That is
You
a
rip it
21.
off, and when his bars that he was hanging onto come ripping out, he just like flops over onto you and starts to sink in the water. He has nothing more to hang on to.
I pick him up so that he's not drowning.
He weakly flops an arm over your shoulder and gasps for air. Who are you? Why are you here? Why?
I forget her name.
I'll
What's her
make my
name?
way over and
Zulika or Zuleska?
yeah, Zulika.
Oop, lost Apo.
He turned his camera off.
Yeah, he's just AFK for a moment. Yeah, so Sylvia went down to him.
Yeah, I'll go down and I will can't burn that one. Don't want to burn the. I'll burn a first level, which is the better one. I'll burn a cure wounds on them.
Very good.
If they're a werewolf, that's a good person to have.
Oh, while she's doing this, I'll tell him Zulika sent us to save you.
Zulika, is she still alive?
She is your
The pack is under her
your
command.
the pack is under her command now. Your rival is no longer alive.
Oh, bless the mother.
I'll start carrying him, trying to drag him back.
Okay, so
Hello again, Emil. We shouted in small conversation, I think, in the past.
oh, you're that voice I heard. Yes, I remember. Nobody came till you guys came.
My compatriots, I mentioned, and as I said, yes, they turned up a bit later than expected. He just laughs.
We had a lot happen.
I only jest. You know, like you told me, I have a laugh sometimes.
Still, it's not far from the truth, and we are sorry that it took this long.
If I'd been in your position, I would have assumed me dead. Or at least tainted.
All right, with that,
The
we are
thought did
going
not pass me.
to stop it here for the night. We are at our stopping point. You have achieved your current milestone of rescuing Emil.
Oh, so we leveled up?
Yeah.
You have leveled up.
Oh!
We're just losing that mind.
I feel a butt coming.
Yeah.
Now you've got to find the whole rest of the can of worms. Now your last milestone is Strahd.
Let me. Oh no.
Wait, so we just leveled up. There's no, and we just get are we gonna get the additionals on top of what we've already expended?
Everything gets added to, except your hit points don't go. Will remain down as far as they are down currently. So if you're down.
Oh, the
7,
maximum goes up, but not actual health.
Yeah, if you're
No,
down.
your maximum.
If you're, let me say it, guys. If you're down 7 points, for example, when you finish leveling up, you will still be down 7 points, whatever your new hit point total is. So you are now levels 13, and your last milestone lies somewhere in this castle, and you are in the depths of the water and have to find your way to him. You either are going to have to find another way out, or you're going to have to go back up the fun and games slide somehow. Will be interesting to see how you do it.
Well, I'm going to have to mention this just for the sake of it. Unfortunately, due to this level up, the likelihood is I will not get to level 17, so you will not get to see Monarch go Super Saiyan. As he is sheathed, he would have been sheathed in a 30-foot radius of dim light for an additional 30 feet.
I
Still
get
the
the-
lights. Yeah, I become radiant. I become a source of radiance. I become the sword. Dark,
Just like that.
hit me. Hit me with him. I mean, other way around.
I can do that. No, maybe I can't.
With
Radiant
that,
halfling flail.
with that, audience, we're going to say goodnight. It is time for the Crone to end tonight. It has been fun. And next week, they are truly on the hunt for Strahd, who is pretty superhuman. We'll see if he's able to do this. Ought to be an interesting week next time. You guys are very close to your end. This is interesting. Good night, everybody.
Good night, though.